It's day 3 of our 2000k test with this 2100 Amaroo from Wonderland RV. Now we picked it up in South Australia from their dealer off-grid 4x4 and we're on our way to the Flinders Ranges before heading back to Melbourne. Now this van behind me, it's $150,000, a big pill to swallow for some, but I'll show you why with Wonderland it is good value for money. The Amaroo comes standard with a Red Arc power system, and this one has the latest and greatest Alpha 75 BMS. Now this BMS prioritizes solar. We have 1000 watt on the roof into 450 amp hours of lithium battery. And that runs through to an RS3 3000 watt inverter. Now this setup will run the AC inside this van for about 4 to 6 hours before those batteries start to get low. The layout of this 2100 is a bunk van. Now the twin bunks in the back with an ensuite on the far side with a split shower and toilet. Now this layout is becoming very popular because there's enough space back there to be able to dry off outside the shower with no problem. Storage in this van is fantastic. There are plenty of overhead cupboards and a lot under the sink. This has the Storage King option, which means the wings around the north-south bed have been filled in and there's an additional tunnel boot underneath the two. Now you can access that by lifting the bed. You'll notice there's no oven inside, but there is a Weber outside on a slide, and honestly I prefer to cook out there as it keeps all the smells out of the van. If you needed to cook inside though, you can put an induction plate on the bench top as there is a range hood to suck away any smells and moisture. In terms of appliances, there is an NEC microwave, a Fusion stereo, and one of the latest generation's Dometic FreshJet 7 ACs. Now I have fired up the AC to test the inverter and the power systems. About 4 to 7 hours running time is expected. More importantly, for the cold Flinders Ranges, we've got a diesel space heater and water heater. They are super efficient, and that has been really handy every night where we've had frosts. The inside of this Wonderland is fantastic. For the last couple of years, the team have really stepped up their interiors. This chocolatey brown hide, it's beautiful to sit on, and it fits so perfectly with the pressed tin splashback. And the tapware used throughout, it's just beautifully elegant. There are power points throughout this 2100. Now they will all run off the inverter or through 240 if you're plugged into mains. And importantly, there are USB chargers almost everywhere, in the lounge, around the bed heads, plus in the kids' bunks so they can keep their iPads and phones charged with ease. So I'm on the road for almost a week, so I need a big fridge, and I'm grateful that this has a 214 litre compressor fridge, which, excuse the mess, I have filled it up. It's working fantastically. Huge fan. So I haven't actually explained why we've got this Wonderland for a week and what we're up to. We are part of the HEMA 40th anniversary convoy, and the Wonderland is basically the catering trailer, hence why it is so full of food. Now the 40th anniversary for HEMA, it's a big deal. The company's been around creating maps, creating navigators for obviously 40 years. And to celebrate it, we're doing a big tour of the Flinders Ranges and giving away some money to local charities. Now you're going to see them pop up in the video a little bit because they are taking us to some beautiful and gnarly parts of the Flinders. So enjoy the ride. So up front in the tool bin, you've got space for an Engel MTV 45, and on the far side, there is room for a generator. We're using this as a deep freeze to supplement the inside fridge. Weber slide. Love cooking outside, so a big fan of this. There is also a 10 amp 230 volt outlet, so you can put an induction plate on there if you wanted to. And then here, as part of that Storage King layout, this is access to the same storage you can get into from under the bed. This Wonderland is running a set of Cooper Discoverer tyres. Now these are a mud terrain tyre. We've let them down to around about 28-30 PSI because some of the descents we're doing are a bit greasy and a bit slippery, so we want maximum traction. Now interestingly, we've got a cassette toilet on board. Now most of the Wonderlands I've seen recently have been using a composting toilet, which I'm a huge fan of, but some will prefer the simplicity of a cassette, just carry a spare for longer trips. Yes, red jerry cans means petrol, and yes, that's because the Ford F-150 is a petrol V6. What I wanted to point out in the back though is the Safety Dave camera, which is standard fitment on the 2100 Amaroo. So we've got an external shower, and one water filler there, and with the Storage King, plenty of storage. Now this is the storage you'll be able to access from under the bunk as well. The mattress is a pillow top. It's soft and supportive. Mounted high on the excellent S&M chassis are two 100-litre freshwater tanks, a separate 70-litre drinking tank, and a 100-litre grey water tank. For a family of 4, that should last around a week, more if you are careful. So the twin 9 kilo gas bottles are only there for the Weber because this has a diesel hot water and heater system. Now Wonderland almost exclusively uses S&M chassis. I've seen a few CR-ZRs recently, which is a very high-end bespoke chassis. These are fantastic, very heavy duty. It is a galv chassis that's then coated with a hammer tone-like finish. Very, very durable, very sturdy. So we're about 1,200 Ks into our roughly 2,000 K journey, so it's about time to have a look underneath and see how things are holding up. Perfectly, nothing to be concerned about. Now this Wonderland rides on XT coil suspension by Cruisemaster, one of the best in the business, if not the best in the business. I've had a chance to watch this being towed when I wasn't driving, and it sits very flat on the road. Very comfortable tow. We've seen some decent speeds, passing big trucks. It's always been comfortable. For the last couple of days, we have been zigzagging our way through the Flinders Ranges. We've been doing photo shoots around the Razorback Lookout, Burkina Gorge, and then up here into Warrawena. Now, all of that driving is heavy corrugation, dirt road, and exceptionally dusty. So what was I looking for? I was looking to see how much dust would inevitably get inside the van. To my surprise, practically none, and there is no DRS on this. That's how well built Wonderlands are. Right, so we're 8 days in, we've still got 2 to go, but the other boring part, the bitumen drive back to Melbourne. So, taking in this stunning backdrop, I thought what a better chance to stop and do our outro. Now what I've learned living with this van for this last week and a bit is that it is immensely comfortable. There is plenty of headroom for tall people like me, a lot of space in the ensuite. The livability inside is fantastic. It also looks amazing. When you sit inside, you feel like you're sitting in luxury. I've really enjoyed the flexibility of having both gas and power on board for cooking. Now we are pumping in a lot of power right now through the 1 kilowatt of solar panels on the roof, but the Weber out front has been really good for just quickly cooking up a barbecue for the team. The payload's great and it tows fantastically. We've seen 0 problems in terms of towability. These Cooper tyres that it sits on have taken everything in their stride, as has the XT coil suspension from Cruisemaster. Now $150,000 buy price is a lot for a lot of people for a Caravan, but it's surprisingly affordable for a Wonderland. These are premium Caravans that draw buyers in with deep pockets. A base Amaroo 2100 starts at just over $122,000, and with the extensive options fitted, replacement value is about $148,000. For a discerning buyer that wants a highly capable family off-roader with all of the key options to live a life of luxury on the road, that's actually a highly competitive price. And of course, quality is remembered long after price is forgotten. Order a Wonderland, you won't regret it.